guys, what's up? It's Carmela Maniac. If you're new to my channel, sit down, chill, and warm yourself by the fire for a little bit, because today I'm going to be breaking down Aperture, which is a new release from Harry Styles. This song is a pre-release from his soon-to-be-released album called Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, which will be released on March 6th. Now, when I see Harry Styles, I think of general pop, like Watermelon Sugar, but this was definitely a lot different. Now, I'm not saying that Watermelon Sugar is generic at all, it's just pop, and pop is pop. So first of all, in this song, it started out with a super atmospheric, vibey, and pumping synth. And then just synth upon synth upon synth got added, which in my opinion is the greatest thing to ever happen. Now, once Harry came in, I knew this song was going to be more on the alternative side, solely because of how his voice sounded. His voice had some vocal effects on it, like probably some chorus, which made him sound a little bit garbled, like he's underwater or something. And this is a super cool effect, and it fits into the atmospheric vibe of the song very well. Take no prisoners for me, I'm told. There is also a second melody harmony on top of Harry here in the beginning, to switch things up pretty fast and make sure our attention is secured. And it just sounds super pretty too. And the second vocal harmonies sound super alternative, which is great, because I love an alternative song to vibe with when I'm feeling a little bit on the gloomier side. So basically like the whole soundtrack of Twilight. Those are perfectly gloomy and angsty. We also have some delay effects on the vocals a little later on to change things up even further, and these delay effects make the vocal sound even more alternative, which I didn't think was possible, honestly. Now, I really love how smooth all the instruments and vocals sound. Nothing sounds harsh whatsoever, meaning nothing has a stylistic amount of distortion on it. So all the vocals and the instruments blend together really well because of this smoothness, and together they create this kind of silky blanket, which keeps all of us warm and cozy. And it's all super atmospheric and chill. Now, because everything blends together so well, it sounds kind of like it's a more simpler song. And it is relatively, like there aren't that many instruments in there, but there are still a good amount. So good job to the producers, mixing, and mastering engineers for making everything blend so well together like that. Now, I will point out that there is one part that has a good amount of distortion and or texture on it, but it's like one synth and it only plays for like a very short period of time. But it's very noticeable because there's not that many other instruments playing alongside it there, just Harry singing on top. And because it contrasts so easily with everything around it, it's super dramatic and artistic. And like I said earlier, the contrast is super apparent when Harry's smooth vocals are singing over it. Moving on, in the actual choruses, we have even more vocal variety, because we have like an actual chorus, like a group of people, or a choir if you will, that sings with Harry here in the choruses, and it's a super cool sound to elevate the choruses and make them stand out. And because the melody of the chorus is on the simpler side, it makes it super catchy, allowing it to pierce through your brain even if you're just listening to the song in the background of whatever else you're doing, and it stays in your head for longer periods of time. Now, this song as a whole is super interesting because the first part of this song sounds like more of an alternative song. I'm going home clean. And then the second half feels like more of an electronic song, especially with how that one synth takes over halfway through the song. Now the same synth is there in the beginning, but it's way less prominent because I'm pretty sure it's missing its higher frequency range. Now even though both halves of this song feel very different, they fit together really well and they flow into each other even better. But by themselves, they have their own individual identities. In a more narrow view, the bass changes its personality depending on the context it's surrounded by. And I think that's pretty cool. In the beginning of the song, the bass sounds like a regular bass, albeit maybe a little bit more of a prominent one, but it's still super alternative. Then by the ending of the song, the bass sounds like a pumping bass you would hear in the club. I guess the pumping synth from the intro of this song should have been an obvious clue to what we were about to experience. Now, I think this song by Harry is a really cool dip into the electronic / alternative music genre, and I think it's really great that Harry is dipping his toes into this. And I'm super excited if the whole album he's going to release, Kissing All the Time, Disco Occasionally, is going to be different like this. This definitely feels like a dancing song for the winter time, because it's a little bit on the darker side, because it's definitely not on the happier side. Now, it might only sound like a winter tune to me because I'm currently surrounded by snow. But anyway, I'm gonna give this song an 8 out of 10 on the millimeter for the alternative vibes alone. It feels like such a distinct song compared to Harry's other stuff, and I'm here for it. I'm not saying his other stuff is bad, I just like this song because it sounds different and it stands out because of it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, or even if you didn't, please consider subscribing to the channel. Tell me what you guys thought of Aperture by Harry Styles in the comments below. Keep listening, and I'll talk to you guys later.